Hello and welcome to Unraveled, and I'm your host, Marvi Sirmed. As the United States approaches its 2024 elections, the world is closely observing what happens next. But why should people outside the US care? Well, the outcome of this election will have significant global implications, including for South Asia. Today, we'll break down the key players, their campaigns, and what this means for the South Asian community in America and beyond. Let's start with the candidates. On the one side, we have Donald Trump, the Republican frontrunner known for his populist America First agenda, a policy approach that focuses on prioritizing the interests of the United States above all else, often with significant implications for other countries. On the other hand, is Kamala Harris, the vice president and a key figure of the Democrats, who also happens to have roots in South Asia through her Indian mother. This connection gives her campaign a special resonance with South Asian communities, especially the Indians. It, however, may evoke apprehensions among the Pakistanis about a possible pro India tilt of the future administration with Harris at the top. Both candidates present unique appeals and challenges, not just to the broader American electorate, but particularly to the South Asian community. With Joe Biden stepping aside and Kamala Harris taking the lead for the Democrats, Trump's campaign strategy has shifted noticeably. Trump now intensifies his attacks on Harris, questioning her capabilities and experience and trying to frame her as a symbol of the liberal policies that his base rejects. He portrays her candidacy as a direct threat to conservative values, hoping to galvanize his supporters by focusing on her progressive stances on issues like social justice and immigration. This shift highlights Trump's attempt to reframe the election narrative, positioning himself as the defender of the traditional America against what he depicts as radical change under Harris. But it's not all rosy. Trump's rhetoric and policies on immigration and his association with xenophobic sentiments has alienated a significant portion of Americans, especially the immigrant communities. Many remember the travel bans and the rising instances of hate crimes during his tenure, which have left deep scars in immigrant communities. Within the Republican Party, there is growing internal pressure on Donald Trump to adhere more closely to the established talking points and to avoid engaging in personal attacks on Kamala Harris. Party strategists and senior members are concerned that Trump's tendency to launch personal insults and inflammatory rhetoric could backfire, alienating moderate voters and undermining the party's broader messaging. They are urging him to focus instead on policy differences, emphasizing economic issues, unemployment, immigration, border security, the areas where Republicans believe they can make a strong case against Harris. Now, coming to Kamala Harris, her candidacy is historic. She is the first woman of color, the first Black woman, yes, the first South Asian woman to serve as vice president. For many South Asian Americans, especially the Indian origin Americans, this isn't just politics, it is personal. Seeing someone who shares a cultural background with us in one of the highest offices in the world is a powerful symbol of progress and inclusion.
My name is Hadi Jawad. I'm a human rights activist based in Dallas, Texas. I'm supporting Kamala Harris for president because she is the future, not the past. She represents the poor and the middle class in America, not the rich and financial elites. Kamala Harris offers hope, not fear, unity, not divisions. And finally, Kamala Harris' presidency offers a glimmer of hope for justice for Palestine. American Muslims must engage with her campaign and share with her our hopes and aspirations for America, for its middle class, for its poor, and also justice for the people of Palestine.
Harris's focus on issues like healthcare, social justice, and immigration reform speaks directly to many concerns within the South Asian community. Her efforts to support immigrant families and her strong stance on civil rights resonate deeply, especially with younger, more progressive South Asian Americans. But like any candidate, she's not without her critics. Some within our community question her foreign policy stances, especially when it comes to South Asia. Whether it is her views on India's internal politics or US's relations with Pakistan, there is a range of opinions that reflect the diversity of thought within the South Asian community. For example, one crucial factor is Biden's policy on Israel, especially in the context of the ongoing siege of Gaza and thousands of killings of Palestinian civilians by Israel. South Asian voters, particularly those from India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, have diverse opinions on this issue. While many Indian Americans may lean towards supporting Israel, given India's strategic relationship with that country, Pakistani and Bangladeshi voters may feel more aligned with the Palestinian cause. Kamala Harris, as Biden's vice president, may carry the burden of his administration's pro Israel stance, which could complicate her outreach to these communities. Additionally, with a significant portion of Gen Z in the US showing strong pro Palestinian sentiments, Harris will need to carefully navigate this issue to avoid alienating younger voters. Her strategy might involve emphasizing human rights and a balanced approach to the conflict, but it remains a challenging aspect of her campaign. Pivoting to Trump's campaign again. The past month has been particularly challenging for him. A series of missteps, internal conflicts, and a general lack of focus have made this uh, past month is one of the worst stretches for his campaign so far. These difficulties have been compounded by ongoing legal issues and the inability to maintain a consistent message. As the campaign moves forward, Trump's team is expected to recalibrate their strategy, focusing on shoring up support in key swing states and addressing the concerns that have been raised within the Republican Party. These US elections matter not just for Americans, but for people all over the world, including those of us in South Asia. The decisions made in these elections will shape global policies, influence international relations, and impact millions of lives far beyond American borders. So, how does this all look from the perspective of South Asian Americans, particularly Indian Americans or Pakistani Americans? This community is, for example, Indian American community is diverse with varying political opinions. However, surveys and studies suggest that a significant majority of Indian Americans tend to support the Democratic Party. This support is largely driven by the party's stances on immigration, healthcare, and social justice, issues that resonate with many in the South Asian community, not just Indians. Kamala Harris's presence on the Democratic ticket further strengthens this support. Her Indian heritage, coupled with her focus on inclusive policies, has won her considerable favor among Indian Americans. However, It is worth noting that there is also a smaller yet vocal group of Pakistani Americans who appreciate Trump's economic policies, his conservative stance on social issues, and his perceived friendly attitude towards former Prime Minister Imran Khan. This election is a reflection of how South Asian Americans are becoming more politically active and influential. With a growing population and increasing voters' turnout, their voice is increasingly being heard in American politics. This is a trend that holds significance not only in the US, but also for the broader South Asian diaspora around the world. So stay tuned as we continue to unravel these complex issues, bringing you insights and perspectives that matter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to New Wave Global for more in depth analyses on the stories that shape our world. Thank you for watching and see you next time.